Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta and I'm here once again to give you your daily dose of the latest gaming news. I have some rather interesting news for you today concerning the PS4. Sony has given US GameStop stores the go-ahead to accept an unlimited number of PlayStation 4 pre-orders this weekend. And this is following a memo allegedly leaked to game trailers today. CVG verified with several GameStop stores that for this weekend at least, Sony has advised the retailer to dismiss any previously defined PS4 allotment limitations and accept all pre-orders. And they appear confident, at least when dealing with GameStop, that in its ability to provide ample PS4 units for launch, with multiple stores telling CVG that prior to today's memo, they were assigned PS4 allotments exceeding 100 units compared to the just 20 or 30 Xbox One Day 1 Edition units allotted. But the really strange thing about all of this is that this is seemingly at odds with recent concerns expressed by high-up people in Sony that they may not be able to meet up with the huge demand for the console. Even the CEO, Andrew House, warned last week that PS4 demand may well outstrip supply following their very well-received showing at E3, and CEO Jack Tretton even mirrored this statement, saying that Sony may struggle to manufacture enough PS4 units to satisfy consumer interest. Stores did suggest, though, that new limitations on pre-order allotments may be reintroduced on Monday, June 24th. So it literally is just this weekend where they're accepting every single pre-order that comes into a US GameStop. This is really odd. I honestly don't know what to do with this information. It just seems so completely bizarre considering what we've heard, considering the demand. I mean, two CEOs, Andrew House and Jack Tretton, who obviously, they know their stuff when it comes to Sony, PS4, and of course the amount of demand they're receiving. They probably have a chart with all the figures and all of that good stuff, and, you know, they've said, oh, we might not be able to keep up with this demand, guys. I mean, look at it, look at the numbers and look at our manufacturing numbers. They wouldn't have just said this for the sake of it. They'd love to be able to say, don't worry guys, we've got it covered, we're going to manufacture as many PS4s as you want. It would be better for them to be able to say that, but they've said, we're a bit concerned because of the amount of demand. So it seems strange that they would do this after two comments. Obviously, they weren't official, we definitely can't make up with demand. They were just concerns that they may not be able to keep up demand. So obviously, maybe they've actually gone, oh wait, hang on, if we do this, this and that, we can do it. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It seems just really strange and completely at odds with everything we've heard previously. Now, I know what you're going to say, this is because of the U-turn from Microsoft and the Xbox One. Obviously, they've completely removed all of the restrictive DRM that was causing a lot of the backlash for the Xbox One. And it could be the case that a lot of PS4 pre-orders have been cancelled by people who had switched over to that console because of the restrictive DRM. But now that that has been removed, they're like, oh, actually, now that that's no longer there, I want to go back to Xbox One because it has this game or this feature or whatever their reasoning behind it. There are undoubtedly lots of people who have done this. I've seen this myself in just my group of friends, both in real life and just on Facebook or whatever, where people are like saying, oh, thank God I don't have to get a PS4 because now Xbox One has removed this. Now I can play Halo, now I can play Fable, now I can play, whatever game that they really wanted to play that was an exclusive. And that's fine, that's fair enough, but I'm just saying that that's probably the reason behind this. Or one of the reasons. I'm not saying it's the sole reason, that would be a bit weird, but it's probably one of the factors involved in Sony making this decision. They've lost a few pre-orders because of the U-turn, and perhaps they just want to get some good PR going, which is fair enough. At the moment, leading up to the launch of these consoles, it is all a PR game. The PR machine is in full swing, and they've lost a little bit of momentum considering Microsoft's U-turn, and now they're trying to recover it. Cool, fair enough. But the only downside is, if those concerns by Jack Tretton and Andrew House were actually legitimate, or turn out to be, yes, they were right, we cannot keep up with demand or what have you, then that's going to be a problem and is going to lead to more dissatisfied people if the pre-orders cannot actually be kept up with at all. That's my only concern with this. But Thing is, Sony are smart. They've shown this in the last few weeks. They've been riding such a PR high, and they've been playing this whole thing perfectly. They're not a perfect company. I'm not some Sony fangirl. What I am saying is that they've been very good with their PR. That's why the PS4 was basically smashing Xbox One until the recent announcement, and that's not a bias. That's just pure fact. It's not a bias to state fact, and unfortunately that was a fact for quite some time. And they've been playing the PR very smart. So given that we know Sony aren't stupid, they're not going to make this announcement and then just sort of think, oh yeah, screw it, we'll have enough units. If they didn't have enough units to meet up with demand, they just wouldn't do this. They obviously have some plan in mind to be able to keep up with the increased demand. Otherwise, they would not do this, because they know, okay, we've lost a little bit of a footing because of Xbox, but it's cool. We can, we've still got a good lead on them. Let's do this, and they don't want to then damage themselves further by pissing off people by saying, yeah, unlimited pre-orders this weekend, but not actually being able to meet up with that promise, because that would do more damage than good. So I'm sure they've got some sort of plan in mind. I just have no idea what it is. It just seems like this is a really odd piece of news, and it just seems really strange considering what we've heard. Be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this, to be honest. How do you think this is going to turn out, and what do you think the other reasons are behind this particular decision? Do you agree with my statement that this is probably to do with the recent U-turn from Microsoft, or do you not agree? Be curious to hear your thoughts as always. Anyway, that's me done for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.